Hello, everybody, and welcome back to ANIPOD Presents the In-quy'zz-ition. I am your host, Dippy the DM, and these are my lovely players. Say hi, lovely players.
Hola.
Hi.
Hello.
Bonjour.
Oh, Jesus. All right, and welcome back to the In-quy'zz-ition, your favorite Trashland adventure. So, it's been a bit. It's been a little bit. We missed a couple of weeks there, but we're back and we're ready to give you another exciting episode. The party has finally made it out of hell. If you missed that arc, please go watch it. It's a very fun arc. I loved what I did with it. But they are free, and they are now in front of one of the characters' family's house. So this is going to be an interesting episode, a nice, fun episode. Now, excuse me. First things first. As you can clearly tell, one of our players is missing today, and that is the lovely Dadley. Sadly, one of his sons caught a fever after Thanksgiving, so he's taking care of him today. So we wish him well and hope that
shall we do without our leader?
Oh no!
Oh man,
Where's Dad? We need party. We need the party.
No. But we wish him well and hope that he will be able to join us for the next episode. Second of all, I want to bring your attention to the lovely, music and audio that you are hearing, which is from tabletopaudio.com. They're the number one, well, I don't know if I can claim that, but they're one of the best, I can say that, one of the best audio streaming devices and services for your online or in-person tabletop role-playing games. I kept increasing in pitch there. They have background tracks, sound effects, ambience. They get background tracks, ambience, sound effects, and all kinds of other little doohickeys and hoodads that you can mess around with for your games to increase their audio interactivity and effectiveness. You can stream directly through the website. You can set it up with your smart devices so you can use them in your home. They have merch. They have a Patreon that you can subscribe to and unlock extended versions of tracks. And all you have to do, if you're using them online, is to give them a shout, and that's what we're doing here. Thank you, Tabletop Audio, for being the music to our ears. What's the rest of this? What's the upcoming schedule look like? The upcoming schedule.
As long as everything works out, Tuesday we should be good to play Crossroads.
Woohoo!
But
So
I will remind everyone that in the series of it being the holiday seasons, the scheduling will always be crazy.
yeah,
And we kind of account for that and
insert
channel.
the past 2 weeks here.
Yeah. Sorry.
No worries.
Fucking happens.
No worries. So tune in this coming Monday for another Dapper D's episode where we will do a thing. It will be a one-shot. Based on the results of the deal breaker from the last Dapper discussion, we will have a special guest who did their deal breaker separately outside of the context of the episode, and they will be joining us. But apart from that, you will get to see a holiday-themed, a Christmas-themed one-shot run by Dadley and using randomly generated, well, semi-randomly generated character sheets using the deal breaker game that we play in Dapper D's. So tune in this coming Monday for that. Tune in this coming Tuesday for another episode of Crossroads, as we mentioned. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I really want to play. It's been so long. I would like to get back to this game.
I would love to as well.
And the next time that you will see us on In-quy'zz-ition, if everything goes according to plan, should be Friday, December 13th. So stay tuned for that. All of that lovely, exciting content coming your way towards the end of this year. We also want to remind you to be safe for the holidays and disclaim that we are an adult channel. We are intended for adult audiences. We say fuck and shit a lot. We also make a lot of adult jokes, so this might be an episode full of them. I'm not entirely sure. But viewer discretion advised. Also, go check out the YouTube channel for our VODs, for all of our clips and all of our shows. Go check out the Instagram to keep up to date when we'll be live, and also for some hot memes from our channel creator, Dono. There's also a link tree in the description of the video, of the VOD, and in the cards below the stream, where you can go and check out all of our other fun and exciting things, like our Discord, our merch shop, and more. So thank you for all the support that you give us. Give us a follow on here, or a subscription if you're feeling generous. An Amazon Prime subscription gives us the money and you the ad-free experience at no cost to you if you have an Amazon Prime account. I think that's it. I think I covered it pretty well. So on that note, who would like to give us a quick recap? Well, I think a recap of the arc would be worthy of an inspiration because it was a fun little thing. But if you just want to cover the last episode and how the party escaped hell, then you can get a D4 on your next roll.
I was gone for most of the arc, so somebody else take over.
That is true. You did miss a couple episodes of the arc. You apparently did. Hey, doing
we went to
things
hell.
Counts.
We went to a lumber yard.
Mm-hmm.
We met a very good companion who good is not used in the form of alignment. But like good companion. We assisted in the killing, in the death of an individual who was in a position of power. We were harassed by another person in a position of power. A deck of many things was acquired. A couple other things were acquired. We escaped. Now we're back. I don't know if that's a good. There was stories told at a bar. I missed an episode of shopping.
And the most important episode of all, the last one, where y'all met one of the Lords of Hell.
Oh yeah, that was the important person I said harassed us.
Oh, okay. I get you.
I just didn't say his name. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
We met.
Yeah, that's good enough. Take an inspiration.
He's a jerk.
Take an inspiration point, Allie.
I don't think that was good enough.
That's okay. You know, without consulting my long notes.
Broad strokes.
Yeah.
Broad strokes.
I would like to see you do better, Dono.
I couldn't.
I couldn't. So,
at least you're honest.
On that note, we arrive at a new location. A fun location.
For some people.
A creature feature featuring the creature.
Is it a double feature?
It's actually what's the term for 13? Feature.
Oh wow. So
that's scary.
You all fall through a hellish portal, a demonic portal.
We fell? I thought we walked.
You did walk, but you like.
Did we have to make acrobatics checks through it? Did somebody trip?
I fell.
I think I'm immune to tripping.
I used the word "fell" in a descriptive context. You didn't actually fall onto your face.
Well, then just say
Allie
that.
fell for sure. Slips card back in.
And the last session ended with Brett. Hey Brett, how you doing? Brett was not here last session. Thank you for the hydrate. I already hydrated with quite a bit of Mountain Dew.
I brought a giant fucking thing.
I just drank some Faygo. It's the best you're gonna get from me.
So thank you, Brett, for hanging out. I wasn't, sadly. Oh, sadly, you can join us anytime you like, Brett. Just make a sheet at level 10.
Do you want to be one of the?
Oh my God!
Thanksgiving today.
Brett
just play all the children.
Brett just joins like halfway through the campaign. Don't tempt me. 8 players. No.
Wild.
All right, so you all fall through a portal and you end up in front of a 2-bedroom apartment. It's kind of a semi-detached. It's in an area where, like, I want to say it's more like a townhouse. See, this part of New Urk City is kind of a mixture between the outskirts and, like, the poorest parts of the inner city itself. There are a lot of, like, individual, like, sprouted, like, buildings, you know, housing multiple families, or, like, bigger families in, like, small 2-bedroom apartments, like, 2 floors, like, 2 bedrooms, and, there's, like, a yard, but not, like, a yard. It's more like a yard. And, you know, you can see some like, quizzical folks running around here, but more specifically, the 2-bedroom apartment you land yourselves in front of has a Maine Coon tabaxi figure standing outside of the front door, looking down upon the group at the stoop and focusing squarely on Shadow of the Alley. And she just looks down and she's like, Allie?
Hey, Mom.
And that's where the last session ended, and we'll pick up immediately right here. I didn't know that you were coming home, baby.
I didn't either. Things just kind of happen that way.
And she just kind of, like, step, arms hug around you, like, falling onto you.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah. And, like, let's go, and I'm sorry, it's been forever, honey child.
7 years? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard about how you've been recently, but you simply must come in. And looks at the group, and all your friends too, We've got plenty of preparation done already.
Okay, yeah, do you all, this is my mom, songs, do you want to,
I am so incredibly sorry for my poor manners. I need to pull up your chat again. Wow. I need to pull up our chat again, give me 1 second. Ooh.
You like my eyebrows? Please.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Dancer to Sweet Songs, but you can call me Songs.
These are my companions that we just were on a very hot vacation.
And
we got the hell out of there.
And she extends a hand. She extends a hand out to each of y'all individually.
The Sundial.
Whoever would
Quinlan.
like to introduce themselves in whatever order they'd like to introduce themselves in.
Hi, I'm Sundial, and grab the hand. And I just like.
Well, it's a pleasure, Sundial. Looking down the line.
I'm Burk. Very nice to meet you, ma'am.
Burk, pleasure. Malthus holds out his hand, and it's just like, Malthus, I'm Burk's father. Oh, well, we have more family coming. Thank you. Pleasure to meet you, Malthus. Continuing down the line, lands on Quinlan.
I would like to incite Malthus, and
I'm also inciting Malthus real quick.
He is.
In the context of
He's
my
like
Allie's mom.
No insight check needed. He is like shudder shocked from having just gone through a portal from hell into the surface world for the first time in years.
And he sees an angel. I'm kidding.
I dropped a picture of songs in the Discord for people who want to see.
Yay.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Now I'm gonna make a check on Malthus real quick.
You forgot what she looked like?
Okay. I don't know. Burk, I'll let you interpret this. Malthus rolled a 2?
A 2.
What would Malthus's 2 on a charisma check look like when introducing himself to this woman.
I don't even know.
You don't know, yeah. Well, you haven't seen him in so long.
my own father's
You haven't
reactions.
seen him in a while. I'll give you that.
I haven't seen.
You haven't seen him in a while. I'll give you that.
While is an understatement.
He looks shutter shocked, like I said, but also a little flustered. And that's all I'll say on a 2. Excuse me.
I'm just gonna like hurry along the introduction, seeing that I'm like, and this is Quinlan.
A nod. Any hand interaction at all?
We didn't insight check.
If they,
They're presenting their hand to everyone.
okay, if they're presenting their hand, then yeah, I'm gonna be shaken.
Quinlan, pleasure. And then to Willow. You're not wearing your belt. You are a fairy at this moment. Yeah.
I'm a fairy.
Yeah.
Woo!
Fairy power. Let's go.
Woo.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
Do you do like the magical girl transformation when you put the belt on?
Just like
Spin around and
That-
everything.
yeah.
That's what I see, and that's why I did that. Hi.
And
Because it's just got to have that sparkle to it.
and
That's-
aren't you just
Yes.
adorable? Looking at you, Willow.
And yet I'm the troublemaker.
Oh, well, I'll keep an eye out on you then. and like, well, so
And
nice to
Zog.
meet. It's so nice to meet all the. Hi, I'm Zog. It's just like, and Zog, it's a pleasure to meet you too. Sorry, Dad. Like, hard to not interact when you're not here. Hard to interact when you're not here.
He checks
And
his
she's
tattoos to see if he's ever had this person on his boat.
Oh yeah, that would be a good point. I'll roll for him. Sure. Where is this character sheet? History. Oh wow. History plus 0, 18 on the die, so 18. He kind of looks at this Catwoman. Thinks for a minute. She looks familiar, but not in the way that she's been on his boat. More like he's been through New York City a bunch of times and offered a ride, but she's never taken it. Like, she likes to walk along the riverbank, but she never actually gets on boats. Maybe for good reason. Well,
Probably the same fear that Allie has.
It's so nice to meet all of you. It's such a pleasure. Please, come on in. There's plenty of room. We were just getting everything ready for the family celebration.
So is it that time of year already?
Yes, of course.
Oh.
It was. I mean, today is oh wow, I'm trying to think of a holiday that would be celebrated in a fantasy world that's like Thanksgiving but with none of the baggage.
It's Thanksmas.
Thanksmas. The first thing that came to mind was Blood Day, but I can't imagine that's a great name for a holiday.
Harvest Day. A harvest festival.
Harvest Day?
It could be Cobble Day, like a celebrating the day that the city's roads were built.
Maybe.
I always go for infrastructure holidays when I try to make fake holidays.
Infrastructure
Infrastructure's
holiday.
easy.
That's great.
I do.
Harvest. Well, don't you know this week is Harvest Moon?
Oh, our vacation must have thrown off my sense of time a little bit. Does that mean everybody's home? And I'm just
I was
gonna
about to say, if you as a character, this applies to everybody, want to check like how much time has passed, you can make an intelligence check.
We'll do that.
Can I look at my orb?
You have a clock. So yeah, you have a clock. So it is currently about like 11 o'clock in the morning. 13.
Mm-hmm.
So it's currently about 11 o'clock in the morning. You feel your internal clock the equivalent of about 4 days passed in hell. the equivalent of only about 3 have passed on the surface. So time actually traveled a little faster in hell than it did on the surface. What did you get?
D&D Beyond decided to be comedic of me, a barbarian, making an intelligence check.
Oh no.
Very poetic. Thank you, D&D Beyond.
That's a natural one. Incredible.
Oh, brilliant.
Getting those out of the way.
So about 3 days have passed in this timeline, in this in the surface world timeline. And Songs just looks at everybody and is like, y'all just come on inside, make yourselves comfortable. I'll still be putting the finishing touches on. I'll still be putting the finishing touches on the roast. And turns and, like, with a swish of the tail, like darts into the door, leaving the door open for everybody to walk into, given the chance.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna go in the house. I was like trying to prepare, like say something. Is like I don't even know what to say. It just starts to go in the house. Yeah, come on in, I guess.
Yeah.
My house. Yeah.
You just do that, like you have. It's like, isn't there like a Fey rule about this? I'm kidding.
You're in the Fey. So
Come on in.
Okay.
This is where this is where I grew up.
Zog, you stay out here. Okay.
can do. I'm gonna go find my boat.
I'll get a phone call about the boat. Yeah. A room
2
tour.
days past fucking payment. I'm kidding. No.
Hello.
We're not even close.
Wait, really? Okay.
How many fucking chickens?
Yeah. I love to imagine. That's why he isn't here. He's going to the boat to like clear it of chickens and also make the payment for
He's
the
going
time
on like
spent.
a mini dungeon
Told
run
those
where he's just gotta
guards.
kill fucking a shit ton of
Yeah.
chickens.
We told the guards they could have some of the chickens as long as they didn't kill, like,
I like to
Oh,
imagine that he
yeah.
just like does spiritual weapon and just tink 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 tink, just like fighting a swarm of fucking chickens.
Oh my god. See, the thing is, all of these, the doppel chickens, none of these chickens are alive. They are meat. The meat duplicates until it's cooked. So, like, you get a doppel chicken, you let it duplicate, you cook one, you save the other one so you get more chicken. But if you let that get out of hand, it just fills up. And it, like, especially if it doesn't get used, it still rots like normal meat does, so...
And then
Yeah.
you get necromancers or fucking, sport druids that just kind of come along. It's like, hey, there's a lot of
My
rotting
doppel chicken army. No.
Fucking straight up, you have to do like a mini adventure with Dad where he
great.
has to go fight. And we're like,
funny.
That's great.
like a corpse goblin or
Oh my god.
golem or some shit.
A corpse goblin.
Corpse
All right.
golem. Where
So,
they're a bunch of fucking zombies.
I will say, for the purposes of streamlining this process, as much as Zog would enjoy sticking around for Harvest Moon, there are 2 realities in which, one in which he joins in the festivities but doesn't do anything because he's not here, and another where he goes back to his boat to make sure that he's safe and also maybe to commune with Umberly because he's been gone for a while to kind of check up on some things. So for the purposes of this episode, Dadley, we love you, we miss you. You're gonna be on the boat for this episode. So
We'll bring you
Get your
leftovers.
ass on that boat.
yeah, you will definitely get leftovers, as I'm sure you already have today from your real celebration. So, as you walk inside, you see inner city interior. Exposed brick, couple of like basic frame windows with some trinkets and doodads and books and bits and bobs all lying around on the inside. Organized chaos, but also very, very much so lived in by the the skittering and scampering of many children's feet that you hear on the tap wooden floors, and you hear like children yipping and yelling and like scampering around, and you know, scampering is a great word, but I'm saying it too much.
Skippering.
And skittering,
Pouncing,
Slithering.
prancing around.
The flouncy, bouncy, trouncy, pouncy, fun.
You
And
just hear dishes crashing. It's like, don't worry, they're magical and they repair themselves.
they don't have that luxury here.
Allie hasn't sent money back enough to be able to do that. You
Oh,
just
no,
gotta stop
Allie
sending
has
So
them
you
sent
all.
plenty of
understand
money
why
back.
the money
Yeah.
I've sent back is gone.
Allie has sent plenty of money back. The money is mainly
Guys are
used to
sending
upkeep
her,
the
like,
family. And by your count, Allie, the ones that you like immediately see right away, you see
Pick them from the list.
you see Glow, Wisp, and Bee kind of sitting in a corner, like playing with what looks like a kind of recently purchased but not necessarily well taken care of dollhouse. You see Candle reading a book in the corner. You see Hist and Mem kind of like sitting playing with like 3/4 of a chess set. And all of the little ones, all of the young little ones, Tree, Wind, Sea, Bird, and Book are all kind of like running around causing the ruckus. You do not see a sign of cloud or eclipse as of right now.
That's not unusual.
But lying in a crib, like next to one of the window sills, but not inside the windowsill, is what you assume to be the newest member of the family. Like eyes haven't even opened, little baby fuzz, big, ginormous ears. Could hear a pin drop, and they're only a baby. And like suckling on the little pacifier at the moment.
Seeing the chaos, Allie just claps their paws together and just goes, "Tweedledee, Tweedledove, a little birdie has come with gifts for little Claus."
And you hear like half of the children like turn to look at you in the doorway and immediately rush to your feet and like like in 7 or 8 different voices. I'm not doing this all in the stream. And they're like, some of them are like jumping up and down. A couple of them are like asking for uppies, and they're like herding around your feet. And also, they see Sundial, and they're like, and they're like, whoa! And like a couple of them like approach you, Sundial, and like one of them just whole hog like tries to dive into you like a pool.
I open up like a donut, and I just let them fall right through.
And they like dive in through a hole and out the other side like tumble.
Do you know what consent is?
I just scoop
They're
up B and I'm like,
children.
it's very rude to tackle
I
strangers.
still teach my kids consent.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, they're like
Mosaic.
That's
And
so
I just have
cool.
like, as I'm like a donut, I'm just going like Mosaic, and you just see a cat head pop up from the middle of the donut, that shaped body. Like, get him, and then she just jumps on them and starts like tagging them and just slapping. Like
three of
playing like a
the
cat.
three
like
of
a
them are
kitten,
now
all of
immediately
them.
three of them are now immediately like enthralled with Mosaic. They're gonna like play with Mosaic, chase her around a little bit.
While those two are distracted, I'm gonna start giving out my gifts just like as fast as I can take them out of my bag.
Sure.
So I give to Tree, Wind, Sea, Bird, Glow, and Book the books that I got from the bookstore. I got one book for each of them.
We didn't specify any of that. They were just like children level books.
They're children's. Actually, I have the types of books they are.
Oh yeah.
Hold on, where is it? Books. I got Goodnight Fios. If you give a kobold a gold piece, a very hungry Tarask, Flat Daniel, The Giving Treant, and Blue Eggs and Beef.
I completely forgot we came up with all those names. That's great.
I was handing those out at random. I pull out the predecessor dollars and that recipe for the potion that I'm never gonna make, the tonic of unseen knowledge, and I give those to Mem and Hist, and then I pull out that little yellow flower that I got from the garden that we visited, and give that to B, and then I just look at Wisp and Candle, and I just go, I'm gonna have to get you next time. I didn't bring anything.
Oh,
which is not an unusual occurrence.
You being here ain't good enough. And like, and they just give you a big old hug around your leg. Your very tall, skinny leg. You are.
Very tall, skinny leg.
Another thing you realize, it's been a little bit. You've grown a little bit. You realize your ears are like the tops of your ears are brushing the ceiling in here a little. Like,
stoop down a little bit more.
Because you yourself are like 6 foot, like 7, or whatever.
I'm very tall, and I'm very tall, 6'9".
6'9",
and like none of my family is that.
And your ears extend even taller than that. So like, yeah, they're brushing a little. Oh, also your mother is like a little shorter than you are.
Small.
So when she hugged you like around your waist, and it's just like, and so all of this is going on. You, as the rest of you are kind of mingling around, looking at everything, kind of going about, you notice that like there are lots of like seats, but nowhere to sit because there's so many things that are just like being played with or placed haphazardly upon couches and stools and like bed rests. And what am I talking about? Mattresses that are like scattered throughout. And you realize that there are like 13 people living in this one place. And the upstairs, you haven't even been upstairs yet. And you feel the vibe will continue if you do. But as you kind of make your way in, you see like a little separated, like a little walled off, kind of like half walls where they extend up and then a post extends up for load bearing, but it's just a cutout for the like from the waist up for the rest of the wall, the rest of the way. And you see like into the kitchen where you smell, a cavalcade of wondrous smells, like cooked vegetables, braised beef, you smell like a punch boiling. You
Why do I feel
can
like I'm
kind of
melting?
smell, you kind of smell like,
It's very
a
hot.
casserole.
There's a lot
You
of
kind
bodies.
smell like a
No, it's
casserole
the scent.
bubbling.
It's making him salivate because he is he's just a
Like
nerve.
a melting.
It's just,
Some like a casserole bubbling in its dish. You do smell a burnt smell. She overdid the sweet potatoes again. It's not.
Okay, nobody eats them anyway.
Not pleasant. And most like prominently of all, a giant like waterfowl body with 6 legs in a pan, being like roasted and like what's the word? Basted. That's the word. Just like with what smells like a honey orange glaze. And you catch a little whiff of like honey orange whiskey. Just a hint. And all together, this is a feast being put together. And you realize that a large portion of this feast was probably put together by the money that you have sent in like recent times.
Would anyone want a tour to sit down and drink? If it's a bit, there's a balcony if it gets stuffy in here, so the
No, I'm not
cat
that
smell
desperate yet.
sometimes can be a lot.
The general vibe that the rest of you kind of get from this is like comfortable, but comfortable and comfortably poor. Like there's not a lot here, but what they do have, they love. And it's a feeling that's all too familiar to you as you kind of inherit these sights and sounds again, Ellie, as your mother, Songs, looks at you again as she's basting the turkey, and she's like, oh, Allie, do you think I could see you upstairs for a minute if you have the time?
Yeah. I just turn to my companions and I go, sometimes the little ones bite. Just be conscious of that. And if you need a drink, cups are in the cabinet to the left of the basin. And then bathroom is down the hall.
In the middle of Allie saying the little ones bite, Burk, you feel a nip on your ankle as one of the 2-year-olds, Velvet C, named C, is like at your ankle and like has just like fanged out a little.
See, you don't.
Hi there.
Oh, so sorry.
It's fine.
You can just, if you ever just scruff them, that you can just move them away. That usually works pretty well. I just grab C by the scruff and just go, can't do that. Put them down.
A D4 minus 2. So if I roll a 1 or a 2, you don't take damage. I rolled a 3, so you take 1 damage.
Oh, feisty.
That's fine. I have 100. I'll be fine.
100 hit points.
Yeah, 105.
I got 69. What the hell?
You have 3 more than me.
Wait,
I have
I have 3
63.
more than.
No, Burk has 3 more than me.
Oh.
Wait, I have 3 more than the bard.
I have 63.
That's
So
9 times
Songs kind of like starts walking up the kind of angle, stops on the landing, and the rest of you just kind of intersperse, as you will. If you would like to do something within Allie's home, consult myself or Allie, and one of the two of us will have an answer for you. Songs kind of like grabs you on either the upper arm or shoulder, depending on height.
I don't think she could
difference
raise my
here.
shoulder.
On the upper arm, and she's like, I did send out invitations to a couple of the fathers. They're all, and she points up the rest of the way up the stairs, kind of mingling. You had any way to like help me out today? Remember who's who? I would appreciate that.
Yeah. Mom, why did you do that?
It's the harvest moon, sugar. I mean, you gotta have as much family as you can.
Yeah, but they don't do anything.
Wait, hold on. Repeat yourself. For
They
my sake?
They don't do anything.
They don't do.
Look where we live. And did they help buy any of the food?
A couple of them brought some drinks.
You know, I'm happy as long as you're happy, Mom. I will try to remember who they are and remind you when
Thank you, Sugar Bee.
the inevitable happens.
They're just enjoying their own company right now, but yeah, if they're mingling around, help me remember. And you see, in fact, kind of like peeking up over the top of the landing, you see 2 of them just kind of talking to each other. One human, just a human.
Do I remember whose father that is?
That would be so the division of ages here. You have
a triplet that's 2.
You are a set of triplets. You also have a set of triplets that are 2.
Genes.
You also have a set of triplets that are 2 years old, a single 4-year-old, a 7-year-old twins, 10-year-old twins, a 12-year-old and 14-year-old twins.
Yes, and then there's the newest edition, which is Locke.
And Locke.
Like new this year.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. About 13. You said 13 earlier. 2, 3, so you kind of peek up over the
7.
landing.
So there could be 7 parents here, 8 if Allie's parent was here.
Right. You catch a glimpse of the father of Bird and the father of Bee. How appropriate. They're talking to each other. Bird's father is a human, kind of dark, like messy, but unkempt but trimmed hair. Little kind of like, Bruno from Encanto?
Mm-hmm.
Picture it.
Got it.
And the father of B. God, I have to look at this list the whole damn time. B.
So sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're perfectly fine.
Yeah, I know.
The father of B is a kind of have like 3 different ones in mind. Okay, they are a elf. Old for an elf, like late 600s, early 700s. Very wise looking, kind of like pipe, glasses. They wear like a little, what are they called? Like a box, whatever they're called, box. Oh God, I can't. It's just a little round cap that sits on their head.
Fez?
It's not a fez. It's like a half fez. It's called something. I forget what it's
A
called.
yarmulke?
No, that's like completely flat. It's something between a yarmulke and a fez. Sits on his head.
A micro beanie? I don't know.
It's called a something box hat. I don't know what it's.
Pillbox hat.
Pillbox hat. Thank you so much. A pillbox hat on their head.
Reese is the most cultured of us all.
Thank you. A pillbox hat on their head and like a knit wool sweater, like a knit wool sweater robe. It like drapes down. Very intricate designs on the outside. You feel as if they're part of like some older tradition. 600 to 700 years. They were probably the son of. They were probably either the son of a predecessor or the son of one of the predecessor's sons. So he's lived a long time. He likes to tell stories. You remember
your mom.
You remember your mother.
Don't remind me.
Let's see. You remember the elf's name is Beisandaral Cledistrar.
I definitely call him Base.
I will copy and paste this over
I'll
to
call
you.
him Cletus.
No, that's the link again. Damn it. Sorry.
Yes, we needed that link. I needed that link for sure.
Hey, Cletus.
Why can't I copy it? Why can't I copy this?
Because
It's okay. I've written it in my notes.
There we go. I got it. There you are. Beisandaral Cledistrar.
You wrote the link in your notes?
And the
I thought like notebook and you like wrote down the whole link.
Is
www.com.
Can I see? Oh, Keaton? That's Bird's dad.
Keaton.
Bird's dad? What?
Keaton
There's a cat
Khaled.
named Bird?
Yes.
Keaton
Keaton
Khaled. Khaled. I'll send that to you
What?
as well.
Khaled. Okay.
His first name
Keaton and Base. Got it.
Keaton.
Base Sandarel Cleidestrar, shortened to Base, and Caton Khaled.
Do I see how many fathers are up there on my quick
You've
peek
only
over?
seen the 2 with a quick peek.
Okay.
But you know there could
Can
be
I-
as many as 7 and
Can I make
possibly
a
8 if yours.
perception check? For like sound to see if I can hear how many are.
Sure.
people are
Perception
up there?
check. Perception check for other fathers that happen to be there.
I got a 19.
A 19.
I'm trying to get a number. I don't care who they are yet. I
You
just want to know how many are
you
here.
definitely hear the Ed Wynn-esque high-pitched squeal of Pipperel in one of the
Pipperel.
rooms. Pipperel, who is the father of the 14-year-old twins.
Okay.
And you also hear like the throaty grunt of a laughter coming from Gianluca, the father of the 2-year-old triplets.
Hippie, does this woman have a type? Like, am I getting a type out of all these, or is she just?
Y'all are
You're
not
not
seeing
looking,
them,
are you?
But she does
I
not have
know.
a type.
She does
Just
not have a type.
above
Is
table, no.
Gianluca bald?
Above table, no. She does not
Gianluca-
have a type.
Allie doesn't see them, so Allie doesn't know. Actually, no, she knows the name. So
But
Allie,
for
Gianluca
clarification-
is kind of like, imagine. Oh God,
Henry Cavill.
no. Oh, imagine
Danny DeVito.
imagine Tom Hiddleston, but Italian and like 30 years older.
So unattractive. I'm kidding.
Okay. Just for over the
Okay.
table for people, all of the children that you've seen are tabaxis. Like the
They
tabaxi
are.
gene is
Yeah.
strong
Yeah.
in this family. Okay.
No demon children.
First time chat from InFlames991. Does Dono still do weed?
Do is a strong word. It's does.
Yeah.
Does. Oh no, it is Gian, like Gian, Gianluca.
Oh, I wrote it GJ. John.
There's Gianluca
Oh, I
Paluska.
see. And
Lovely name spelling, everyone.
Pipperel.
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 Ignore the last name. Ignore
Avril
Pipperel.
Lavigne.
Avrilavine. Avril Lavigne. Just one
Avril
word.
Lavigne and Jean-Luc Picard. How many other references you got in there? I'm excited.
I know, right?
No, one word, Avril Lavigne. Like no distinction,
Avril
distinction
Avril
between
Lavigne.
two names. Just Avril Lavigne. Pipperel
Gotta say it
Avril
really
Lavigne
fast.
and Gianluca
Get the hand
Paluska.
motion.
Avril Lavigne. Yeah.
Avril Lavigne.
I can't believe I described the high-pitched Edwin-esque squeal. So I'm gonna have to figure out how that sounds if he comes up.
Oh, good luck.
Good luck.
While I still have my mom up here, I'm just gonna be like, are my sisters gonna be here?
I mean, I sent them both invites. I wouldn't be surprised if Cloud shows up. I'm sure they have time, but
Nothing from Eclipse yet?
You know, I haven't heard anything from Eclipse in years, honey.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hold out hope, but I did send her an invite. I mean, if she comes, she comes.
I'm sure she's just busy.
I'm sure she is, honey. And well, I've got to get back to the roast. Listen, you enjoy yourself, please. Your visit may have been unexpected, but I
missed you, Mom.
Missed you too. And she like gives you another little hug, tap tap, and then releases the hug. All right. Enjoy yourself. And she like prances back down the stairs into the kitchen. Hey, let go of him. Let go of him. And like
Oh, it's good to be home. I'm just gonna take a second to like process that I've just found out that all these men are in this damn house.
Yeah. With a
man.
19 perception check, you don't pick up any vocal cues of your own father, but you know that
I've never met him before.
You don't pick. Oh no, yeah, you don't.
No, I don't know who he is.
Never mind then. Never mind.
But I'm assuming at this point I know that there's at least 4 dads upstairs.
There's at least 4.
Of
And
a chance of 8. There's or the chance of 7. There's at least 4 up there.
The possibility of 8. There are currently 4 that you definitely know are here. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
I'm gonna make my way back downstairs.
On that note, we are going to continue after a very short break here. So don't go anywhere. Our Harvest Moon episode will continue right after this. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Sorry for the sorry for the little hiccup, the technical hiccup. We should be back. And I'll edit
Yelled
these
at and
two.
got scared.
I'll edit these two parts of the episode together, and the whole VOD, the complete VOD will be on the YouTube channel, so you can enjoy that uninterrupted over there. With that said, does anyone have any like roleplay hook with Allie, their family, or their house? No.
If I have a thing for like everybody, is that like appropriate right now, or is that like something to wait?
What do you mean? Oh, yeah. If you want to save it for the celebration, you can save it for the celebration. But if you want to do it now, do it now.
I can wait. I guess.
Yeah. Also, for when Zog is here, maybe would be a better idea. Yeah, because Zog is still going to the boat. So, maybe save that. But I do like I like that you thought of it. Thank you. So, with no roleplay hooks, we'll fast forward a little bit with some intermittent interaction with the family. Eventually, Allie, you do see Bass, Keaton, Gianluca, Pipperol come down the stairs, like all kind of grouped together, like, you know, a group of guys is like, well, I think it's about that time, fellas, and they like walk down together, but they're not like, you know,
hear a grunt at the same like.
yeah, well, yeah.
A unanimous grunt.
And you see coming down the stairs, Bass, Keaton, Gianluca, Pipperol, and a fifth figure.
He's naked.
This is not the one, by the way. I had Allie roll a D100 during the break during the technical difficulty because I wanted to check something. They got a 1. This is not the result of that one. This is the one I actually had planned.
Okay.
Before this. You see a fifth figure coming down the stairs. A figure you have obviously known the fathers of most of the children. Like, a couple of them, like, you kind of met, like, in passing. You knew about them because these triplets of twos, the triplets of 2-year-olds, the other twins and stuff like that, like, you only know about the fathers because Songs has told you about them, and, like, you met them in passing. This fifth figure doesn't look familiar to you, and what that says in your own mind is Lockstead. Sure.
Yeah. That's me. I was like, okay, I don't recognize this person. Must be Locke's father.
Yeah. They are a, let's see. I gotta pull up my generators again. They are.
I like to think that while I was down there, I kind of like mentioned to the party members, I'm like, we have a large family gathering today, so just there's gonna be a lot of people. You don't have to remember their names.
This person is a Goliath. They're rather tall. They have a couple of tribal markings on them. They are like many Goliath, bald, hairless. Actually, they don't have. He doesn't have any hair on him. You know how like a lot of Goliaths we've seen recently in like media have had beards or something like that. That's because of magic that gives them hair. Normally, Goliaths don't have any hair. This, you see kind of like splotches and various like seemingly random markings along their skin, along their face. And he kind of is dressed as a traditional Goliath, you know, but more like, imagine traditional Goliath like they would be wearing like a bearskin like skirt or something like that, you know, and boots. This Goliath has like a like a shoulder, kind of like a jacket, but it's not big enough for them to like close it or snap it due to their bulging muscles and their abs, their 10-pack abs, as well as some working jean type pants and like thick leather lumberjack boots. This person sees you and like kind of has that hitch in their step, like not a full double take, but like saw you, stopped for just a millisecond and kept going, just to keep in step with the rest of the guys in the group.
As the oldest in the house right now, I'm of course gonna greet all the dads. It's like,
oh, okay.
Keaton,
well, yeah.
Bro.
As they're so let's rewind just a little bit. You're greeting them as they're coming down.
Yeah.
It's in whatever order you like.
Keaton.
Pleasure. Oh, Allie, pleasure.
Pipperl, haven't seen you in a minute.
Well, it's so good to see you again too.
So good to see you, yeah. Hey, Baze, how you doing? You looking better than last time?
Fine as always, thank you.
Like little puff.
Gianluca, how did your trip go?
Quite wonderful, my darling. It's a pleasure to get to see the family again and meet a few of the others in the process.
And I just kind of eye the new guy and I'm like, I hold my hand out, shadow of the alley. You're Locke's dad, right? The new guy?
Oran, Wild Runner.
Oran.
No, actually, I haven't had the opportunity.
Oh God, is she pregnant again? Mom!
And then there's like, he's basically as tall as you are. Everyone else in the party, you see a Goliath and a Goliathan-built tabaxi standing across from each other. And you're like looking back and forth. You're looking back and forth like, like
penny in the air. When's it gonna drop?
I imagine we're still like shaking hands as I have turned towards the kitchen to like give my mother an incredulous look. Like,
he has a rather strong handshake, a firm handshake, a handshake that like matches your own strength in handshakes.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Shadow of the Alley.
Just Alley's fine.
Alley, then.
You said Oran.
Oran. Oran, Wild Runner, A-U-R-R-H-A-N. Hold on. Let me see here. There you go. Oran, Wild Runner.
Oh, Jesus, okay.
Gonna nudge Willow and just be like, how long do you think it's gonna take her to notice?
I speak in Infernal to Burk and his dad.
Malthus kind of like leans over to you, Burk, and is like, "Is it just me? Like, it can't just be me, right? Like, and
I
like,
think it's just you. I'm kidding.
Not just it's not. No, she'll notice in a moment.
okay."
Good question.
You guys want to place bets? I'm kidding.
Have to roll let me roll my intelligence check real quick.
I was about to say, enough
I'm gonna
time
put
has passed
I got
in this
14.
moment.
I'm
14?
gonna put no.
Something
Wait,
is
Dippy,
strange.
stop.
Yeah, pause.
I'm gonna put a gold on that she realizes it in the middle of dinner.
A gold for the middle of dinner. Anyone else? Anyone else throwing their
Anybody
bet
else?
into the ring here? Anybody?
2 gold, drunken dessert.
Ooh, 2
Ooh,
gold
that's
drunken
good.
dessert. Okay.
I look at
Malthus palms a gold into whoever's taking the pot, and it's just like before dinner starts, like right before.
Burk, you hold on to the gold.
Palms a gold to
I'm not
you, but
betting.
Oh, but I don't
We're
trust
not
them.
betting.
yeah. So you're the third party. You're the third party holding on to the money. Yeah.
So funny.
Okay, so how much gold is that?
4. 2 from Quinlan, 1 from 2 from Quinlan, 1 from Sundial, 1 from your father.
Okay.
Your mother comes over after you call out for her, and she just like looks at you, is like, "Yes, honey."
Is this? Are you pregnant again?
Well, heavens, I would hope not. And she looks down.
Good, because same.
She looks down and she's like, "There's no bump." Like, she's actually got a fairly like fit figure for the first time in a long time.
She works out while she's pregnant.
Oh, good.
Why did you?
I just.
She
he
kind of
said that he hadn't had the pleasure to yet, and so I assumed.
looks up to Oron again and is like, "I gotta roll an intelligence check for her." She asked you to help remember. He got an 8.
Like mother, like child.
She just looks up at this Goliath figure, and it's just like, "I'm so glad you can make it. Please."
Oron, will you help us
Come on
bring
out to-
some food out to the table? Throwing the name out there for her.
Oron, and she hears the name Oron. It's like, "Oron, of course, of course." Really? Yeah. Help with the roast, please.
Okay.
Then looks like back at you, Allie, because
I'm just
she
like, what?
because
Why are
she
you
clicked.
confused?
She hold on. Did she click? Nope. 6.
She's like stalling out. I'm like, Mom, do you need to sit
Silly.
down? You gotta get off your feet.
She's got that mom brain so bad.
I'll sit down. I'll sit down when we're ready to eat, hon. Let's get some food out. Oron, please, help us out. Help a woman out here. And Gianluca kind of like stops like past the kitchen and is like, "Oh, I can help you out too if you need." And it's like, yeah, everybody who can help, please. And he grabs the big old like pot of vegetables, and Oron grabs the main roast. She grabs a hold of a couple of other things, and
I'm gonna turn to my companion and just be like, "Hey, could y'all help me get the kids seated? They're a bit of a. It's kind of like wrangling chickens. Anywhere. Just put them anywhere.
Yep, got it.
Sundial.
That's a seat. That's a seat.
Turns and like goes in the direction of wherever you just pointed to where the kids are.
They're all over.
Dippy,
And
can I
just
make a
pulls
persuasion
out
check?
his
with a
flute and starts playing a jaunty little tune.
You Pied Piper and
I
you
was about
cat.
to tell
Yes, I
you,
am.
Pied Piper and the
It
kids.
might
I'm
actually
just
work.
waiting.
Make a performance
Make a performance?
check. Yeah. I love this idea.
Got it. This
that
is
doesn't
something
work-
that he would have done back at the monastery.
Oh, I love it.
We love a little.
Oh,
If
I
this
love
doesn't
it so
work,
much.
Sundial will make a persuasion check with a bit of intimidation for dad voice.
Oh no.
Oh, dad voice.
Okay, okay.
Okay,
We'll see how
that's a
this does.
total of 18.
18.
Let's
Yes.
roll above it.
You pull out your flute, and you start playing a little ditty, just like a. And the kids, there's one of them.
Kids are protesting.
They like, a couple of them are like still like playing and like scratching. Did we establish how tall you are as a fairy, Willow?
Like 2 feet.
I think.
Hold on.
No, you're not
Where's
even.
my
like 2 feet. You're, like,
description?
super
You're
tiny.
about the same
Okay.
size as like the youngest of these kids.
I am 2'6".
So you're about the same size as the youngest of these kids, and they're like entranced by how pretty you are. Like they're like bright colors, shapes and colors.
Mhm.
A kaleidoscope.
Shapes, colors,
I'm
and
not
sounds.
5 shapes and colors.
Mhm.
But then they start hearing this ditty. On an 18, most of them are drawn to the music. They're like, they're young. They want to hear the music, and you start like moving down the hallway, playing the music, and they follow you down the hallway. The 2 14-year-olds kind of like bench the chess game that they're playing, the 3/4 chess game that they're playing. And they're not following the music, but they understand that they're getting ready to eat. And
Can I,
Is there any that are not?
to help Quinn?
no,
going.
all of them, yeah, that's why
Probably.
most of them are following Quinlan. The 2
Same.
14-year-olds are following just because it's time to eat.
Locke's probably in the crib still. He needs to be put in a chair.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
To help Quinlan,
Hmm.
so the kids actually go into the seat because he can't use words. Can I, like when I was performing on the stage, create like small little illusions at the table, where the kids can be able to like see that?
I
dance around, like, the
appreciate
plates and stuff?
I
Yeah.
appreciate how you're describing this. They are sitting in their own seats and
Oh, okay, they're already
in their
there.
due
Okay, never
form.
mind.
They're sitting in their own seats in their due form. They're not like refusing to sit. They are just like they were distracted. Yeah, you're fine. As you go to pick up Locke, you hear a on the main front door as
I
you
got it.
kind of turn. So holding on to
Got the
Locke,
baby. Yep.
you go to the front door. It's Cloud and Eclipse standing together at the front door. And they see your face, and
Hey!
they, like, Allie? What?
Long time no see.
Cloud goes, Allie, oh my god, it's so good to see you, and like just doesn't know what
Going
to
for
do
a
with
half
it.
hug.
Yeah, kind of like
Half hug while holding the kid.
yeah, like, and then Eclipse doesn't have as strong of a reaction,
Mm-hmm.
but Eclipse, has gotten into like a much further distanced like relationship with the family in general.
Mm-hmm.
She hasn't really been writing. You haven't been talking to her. No one's been talking to her. She looks like put together in a way that would suggest she has either A, a lot of money, or B, a lot of power, but not necessarily both.
Mm-hmm.
She's like
Eclipse.
she's like dolled up. She's
You
like
look nice.
As do you, Allie.
Just, okay, yeah. Everybody's here, and I mean, almost literally everybody.
Well, I'm sure that this is going to be a very memorable Harvest Moon then. And Cloud is like, well, of course it is. Everyone's here. I'm just like, oh, you never have this anymore. Come on. I mean, I hope we're not too late already.
No, we're just putting the table together. I have some friends too.
Oh, thank God.
You'll know them when you see them. We look like we've just been through hell.
Right, of course. You've met them like in the city or?
No. You know, I've been doing my soul searching, wandering thing. I kind of got on a boat one day, and now I have some friends. One of them's at the boat. I invited him to dinner. We just happened to show up on the doorstep. So
they're I think what she means is that they're other wanderers like herself. And Cloud is like, "Oh, I'm sure they're fine, Eclipse. Don't. Why'd you have to say it like that? Please." Weird look.
Mm-hmm.
And you caught that stray. You may not have wanted to, but you caught it.
Yeah.
And she is like, apologies. Come on, let's go eat. I'm sure that Mom has prepared something absolutely delightful for us. Oh, I'm sure she has. And Cloud just like starts going into the back. Eclipse like steps up to you about as far as she can reach, about like to here.
I'm pretty, yeah, she's the same height as Mom, so I like kind of am like.
And you kind of just look at each other for a moment. Of all the people that Mom invited, you were the one that I was expecting to show up the least. I'm glad you came.
Same. It's good to see you.
And she nods. Gives you kind of a little shoulder tap. And
have you met Locke yet? Mom's newest?
And she
I just
looks
hand
down.
him off.
Nice.
Child.
Hand him off. And she's like, oh. Hello there. And she starts like twiddling, playing. The way
I
that
see a little bit of the old Eclipse come back, the one who used to play with the kittens all the time.
Yeah. A little bit. But she has that air about her like, I am a rich woman holding a baby. Like,
yeah.
That vibe, but also like, yeah, your sister's still there. You see it. So, cutting, table, backyard, toys have been shoved up against the wall, against like the fence. Big, long table, wooden table, kind of like a long gathering table with some extra chairs set up at it. A lot of bench seats, a lot of like flim-flam, like thrown together chairs and furniture.
We make it work.
And then you also see a large round wooden kind of painted table. Like there's a lot of painted, like children paint this in their spare time in whatever way they want to paint it. It's a children's table, and they all kind of gather around it and sit. Mem and Hist, they both like kind of sit and corral the rest of the kids at the kids' table. But you can see like in their eyes that they desperately want to move over to the adult table soon. Like, but they, you know,
I remember when I was there.
they love their siblings, so they don't mind doing this. But at the same time, they're like, okay.
One more year, they'll get up there.
One more year. The party, you see all of the adults kind of gathering around, sitting at the table. The five fathers, songs, and I say long gathering table because they've like thrown in another table that normally sits up like against the wall, and that leaves room for all five of you to sit. And that leaves room for all five of you to sit and interact. They have laid out the feast accordingly, like all the way down the table, and the kids are all kind of sitting, waiting. Eventually, the rest of you see coming out of the back door. Have you ever described Cloud?
Cloud and Eclipse look identical. They're the identical twins of the triplet.
Yes.
So however one of them looks, the other one looks, and they look a lot like Mom.
Yeah, they're both, instead of hairless, they both have like the orange,
Thick
accents.
Orange Maine Coon, yeah.
Yeah. Larger ears with the folds and the green eyes and all the like, not spitting image of Mom, but Mom was the more powerful gene in that, like, in this trio.
Mm-hmm.
And they look, Cloud has like a little bit of a darker like facial pattern, hence Cloud, and Eclipse has almost a completely blacked out face, like charcoal color point spreading all the way down their face, hence Eclipse. And they walk out the back door. Songs sees both of them come through the back door, along with you, Allie, following behind both of them, and she's just like, "Oh my stars, both of you made it!" And she like gets up from the head of the table again and goes over and grabs like both of them in a group hug, and like Cloud reciprocates it. Eclipse reciprocates more gently, and she is still holding a baby after all.
That I pawned off on her.
Yeah, exactly. And they both are like, "Hey mom, hey mom," and they're like, plenty of seats. And she gestures over. There is a blank spot between Malthus and one of the fathers.
Hmm.
And then there is a blank spot. I don't want to put it this way, but I have to. There's a blank spot next to Sundial that it looks like between Sundial and Quinlan, where y'all are kind of like maybe saving a seat for Zog if Zog can come back. But we'll see. And then there's like a couple more empties like closer to the other end of the table. As they all kind of sit, they find their places. Cloud sits between Malthus and one of the fathers. Eclipse finds a seat closer to the head of the table, next to where the head of the table and Songs would sit, and Oron.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all kind of gathered together. And eventually, after a little bit more corralling, after a little bit more time, Songs just kind of like lights a lantern, places it on the end of an iron crook, and plants the iron crook into the ground next to the table. And kind of looks out over her extended family and friends and fathers that she doesn't necessarily know the name of, and extends a blessing. Allie, you don't speak any additional languages, correct?
I speak Celestial, Common, and Thieves' Cant.
She speaks a short blessing in Celestial. And then in Common, in Celestial, you understand it to be, may the tidings of our labor bring together those who have been brought here today, and may we celebrate their lives and livelihoods. pray for the same again. And also extends in common just thank you all so much for coming in today. I am so blessed to be surrounded by all of my family. Well, as much of my family as I can remember. And a lot of them, a couple of them like pipe up and laugh. And like the children laugh. And I am so grateful to be joined by so many friends as well. Friends of my children who feel welcome in our house. Mainly looking at the party of you.
Mm-hmm.
Please enjoy yourselves and thank you so much for coming by. And they start like carving, cutting, passing food, asking milk, beans, like
You have
wherever
to try this.
Yeah, this is not pudding. From the Grinch movie.
Yeah.
No, but eventually you end up with a plate that is more or less filled with a Mew turkey roast, a honey whiskey orange glazed beef braise, some like a nice simple like vegetable mix, some slightly overdone caramelized sweet potato.
Slightly is a strong. This
Slightly.
is gentle. Slightly is gentle. People are taking it to be nice, like
a nice like ooey gooey cheesy green bean casserole, some like Venetian potatoes, and a lovely little bowl of a punch, a kind of like a you smell some like aromatic, you smell some what is that, wine, like a little bit of cider wine, a couple of orange slices floating around on top of it, and you dig in. It tastes absolutely delicious. I need everyone who eats half of their plate or more to roll this is not a save. This is not saving against a bad effect. This is a check, a constitution check to see if an effect takes hold on your body as you eat.
13.
13, 22. That's a good con check. 10,
22.
18.
18,
18.
18. All right. Take the number you rolled. For that many hours, you have a +1 to all checks.
Oh. Okay.
The value of a well-cooked meal.
Oh, a +1, you said?
A +1. Mm-hmm. And eventually, friendly conversation arises. I will not step out of character unless a question is asked of the DM, and I will try to differentiate voices, or I will just speak speak characters' names and then voices as the time arises.
Mm-hmm.
The lovely conversation starts about 3/4 of the way through the meal when Songs pipes in and says, "It is just absolutely wonderful that you have met so many friends on your travels, Allie." Cloud is like, "Yeah, when you started to go off and see what you could see, I didn't expect you'd bring back like a whole family's worth of people with you. and so colorful too. And
just they're good people. They're from all over the place. Feels right. Someone like me jumping in with a bunch of people like them. No, you should really see the boat. It's quite amazing. We've traveled quite a distance actually. I've made my way all the way back here much faster than on my way out there. I actually Willow and Quinlan are from Petal. And then Ali immediately was like, "Oh shit, was I supposed to say that? Like, I don't know, I'm supposed to share that information out loud." I'm like, and Sundial can change his shape, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, hi.
Pause. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Petal. Perception check from the two petalites.
Oh.
Could I make one as well, even though my name wasn't
Sure.
mentioned in that? Because I'm from Petal as well.
I mean, technically you
Yeah,
are.
Ali doesn't remember that detail.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine.
From the three petalites, then.
8.
8,
17.
17,
I would like to make an
9.
insight check on
9. Willow, only
Yes.
you. Only you.
Can prevent worse fight.
Willow, only you notice a quick glance from Eclipse when Ali says Petal. And then, like,
Okay.
flipping back into the conversation. Yeah, Sundial can shapeshift. Picking up there. Cloud, very specifically is like, "Is that right?" And she, like, looks over. "Well, do you have any go-tos?" And it's something to...
I haven't really, like, thought about it. I usually just, like,
well, you can
do whatever I want.
If you can shapeshift, can you look like, I don't know, and points to Allie. Just like, can you look like Allie?
I look like a very tiny version of Allie.
Like 3 foot, like
From the
standing
kids,
up.
if we just hear a
Yeah, the kids are applauding and like, absolutely.
I can also make her like, I can also do like normal size too, and I just become Allie's size. This isn't even my final form. Now I make Allie like absolutely buff. Like,
what do you mean? That's what I always look like.
Canned laughter. Do I have canned laughter on tabletop audio?
There might
Well,
be.
they gotta have laughter track.
There we go. Little soft one. Yeah.
Yeah, but we had some interesting adventures. We went and we were on a giant trash island at one point in the middle of one of the waterways. We visited a couple of towns, did a little gambling, stopped a little gambling. The most recent adventure was it's a hot topic, so we can't. I mean, I don't know if we want to talk about it, but it was a doozy. It was a doozy. Yeah, it was a good
Real
time.
Scene thing.
Base and Pipperl, kind of. Pipperl perks up at gambling, as he typically does.
Oh yeah.
Base digs a little deeper into a hot topic. He's like,
well, if it was such a fun adventure, why secrecy? Something to tell something to tell the future generations, or something that be getting up to some naughty business on your travels.
Oh, just we were doing some ring hunting, like that old book series, some ring bearing, a little bit of like espionage and spy work. We went to a lumberyard. That was interesting as well.
espionage in a lumberyard.
Oh no, that was after the lumberyard. We did a little, and then there was an
of course.
interrogation, and it was a good time. Yeah.
Well, that certainly seems very interesting. Even if you
I
don't
won a
share
award.
all, that's
I won
all
an
right.
award.
An award?
Yeah.
Oh, Oron.
An award? Now, you have to do something. You have to do something mighty spectacular for an award.
Well, I'm a
Wow.
pretty spectacular guy.
What a roll.
You have made a fine point.
And are you
Damn
showing the
straight.
award?
No.
No. That's fine.
I am making an insight check
On who?
on, I don't know. Part of me was like, I want to do an insight check on Allie's mom, see if she's like still into any of these guys.
Make an insight check on songs.
I did just roll an insight check because I realized
God.
that Eclipse was sitting next to Oron, and I got a 29
29.
on an
I rolled
insight check because I see her sitting
I-
next to him.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what attraction looks like, so I rolled a 2 and got an 11. I have a +9 to my insight. Okay, I did so bad.
You don't know if that's the spark of desire or the spark of trying to remember his name. On a 29,
I'm just
what
trying to see if she's uncomfortable.
specifically...
Or, I'm trying to see, is she uncomfortable? And like, how is she doing over there? Because
She seems pleasant.
Mm.
She seems like she seems like, you know, when you've sat next to someone at the lunch table for like so long that you never introduce yourself, you never talk to them, you never meet them, but you're always comfortable with them sitting there because they're like part of your, not necessarily your routine, but they're part of your everyday knowledge. She is sitting next to Oron like she has known Oron all her life, but doesn't know his name.
Very interesting,
Oh.
Tally.
So now I was just gonna say
Make
something.
another
So
intelligence.
why are all you guys here?
Looking at the
Are you
fathers.
talking to the fathers?
Yeah.
Oh, I got an invitation from Songs, as I'm sure we all did, and they all are like, yeah.
So like, how do you know songs?
Oh, well, here, let me. And Pipperl is like, you see,
Did you all meet her
I
the
was-
same way?
you see, I was the father of the
Histon
oh
memory.
goodness, of the
I mutter that on the
twins
table. I'm
here.
like, Histon memory.
Yeah, of the twins. Yes, Histon memory. They are such lovely, smart young girls, and I'm so proud of everything they've done. I figured I'd come back and show my support for them. Gianluca, well, I was the father of
Tree, wind, and sea.
not all of these are in game.
Okay. I was gonna correct all of them. Like none of them
No.
are who their kids are.
The correction of Pipperl was in game. The correction of Gianluca
Okay.
is over table.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's tree, wind, and sea. It's a
Yeah.
triple ones.
And I am the father of the newest set of well, I guess not newest anymore. The set of 2-year-old triplets. The tree, the wind, and the sea that all blow so beautifully around us. They so beautiful, such lovely little girls. I cannot wait to see how they grow up.
I mean, the 3 that have applesauce and like fighting with the applesauce.
Yeah,
They're like they're
bibbed,
throwing it across the table.
bibbed, throwing like no cleanliness at all. Hist and Mem are like trying to like clean them up as they go, and like they're like looking over as they're like, Base is the 10-year-old twins, correct? No, the 12-year-old.
Yeah, 12-year-old B.
B.
I stand here as the father of B, and I've been, well, in my own way, I've been keeping track of her progress in school and can see that she's doing well for herself and what she's been doing well for herself in her studies. Getting to the point where I might help her out. If she has any questions about my subject that she seems to be so keen on. And you know that is
Magic.
magic, yeah.
Very, very much like lightning magic.
Exactly.
mages on your
Keaton, I am I am the fuck. Fuck the
I am
4-year-old.
the fuck.
But bird, your bird's
Yeah, bird.
dead.
That one is in game. Bird, of course. I am just so happy to be amongst my some of my family and some of my love. And
I like twitches at that.
Auron kind of looks at the table and is like,
Well, I received an invitation, but to tell entirely truthfully, I haven't been present in this family for a very long time. It's been so many years have passed. I felt can't think of the word in game. I can't think of the word over table. I felt I felt an obligation deep within me to reconnect with one that I loved long ago. In whatever way that felt appropriate. And songs.
Oh, so you just like her?
Allie cuts a look at Sundial. I'm sure he won't understand it. But it's just kind of like a let's not.
Because you said that it's the one that you not feel so like.
And all of them kind of like like not tugging at their collars, but they're like collective mental imagery. Really?
I'll get it.
And Auron is kind of like more so out of respect than out of
Okay.
like or love.
Okay.
And he looks and songs. I can't get it on the table. I can't.
Get on the fucking table.
On a 15,
Mm-hmm.
songs finally looks at Auron with a sense of memory beyond name.
Mm-hmm.
The memory of his face, the memory of that night, the memory of the week, and then the month, and then the gap following that month. The gap that ended today. And she smiles with half of her mouth and with half of her conviction. I knew that there was a reason that I sent that letter to you now, Auron. I thought it was a dream. thought it was, but it was a long lost memory. I'm sorry. This isn't appropriate for the table. I'm so sorry. And she like sits. Eclipse. 5. Eclipse is confused.
Wow.
Eclipse is like,
Can I roll a perception check on her?
what the fuck? These dice were so hot at the beginning of this game.
My siblings are not perceptive. They are the opposite of me.
Eclipse got a 5. Eclipse got a 5. Cloud got an 8.
Hey,
Yep.
let fantasy roll. We might actually get a high one this time.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Should I
That would
also
be
be
nice.
Just for
rolling?
the just for the hell of it, fantasy. Roll a dice. See what you get.
Somebody around here deserves a success.
Yeah.
What am I adding?
If it's
Am I
pertinent,
adding it?
if it's pertinent to the check that they are making, then add your perception.
Well, good, because that's gonna be a 9.
9.
Okay.
Should I also?
I
Right.
rolled a 2.
Should I
Oh
be
my
rolling one as well?
You
You're
can
just
if
in
you
that-
want.
You're just in whatever.
It's
food
on
you're getting.
whatever my parental unit just had, right? 23.
23.
Because her remembering things is strange. So I'm like,
Your
mm,
like train of thought, and then in like a flash of a bolt of lightning striking the tracks and bending them, the train goes off the rails in a cavalcade and an avalanche of like not necessarily remembering who this person is, but figuring out who this person is. And if you would like to describe how you would react to learning that your own father came to this meeting, then I will let you do so.
I feel like Allie's like looking at their mom, like, what is happening right now? What are you remembering? Glancing at Eclipse, nothing on her face, and then glancing at Oron and just like finally seeing the strange markings, what they know as vitiligo.
Yeah.
Seeing the height, the handshake. There's just a moment of silence. And Allie's just gonna slowly stand up and go, I'll be right back. And is just gonna bolt into the house.
Quinlan in pursuit.
All right, Quinlan, you like get up and like, excuse me, and you follow into the house.
I'm rolling terrible for insight, so I'm just gonna
Okay,
see if Sundown
so-
reads this situation at all.
Does he
not.
know?
I mean, that's fair.
I got a 15.
15.
So- but I rolled a
you
6.
You get like halfway there. You get like,
I think
Okay,
people
then.
in like normal bodies have to pee a lot, so I don't know.
God.
good one. So, in this moment, Allie and Quinlan are in Song's house. Everyone else is still kind of sitting around the table. Oron looks at Eclipse and Cloud, who have remained at the table, and there's a flush of emotion that comes across his face of... There's no other way to describe it than when a father sees their children after having not seen them for a very long time and not realizing that they haven't seen children of theirs for a long time. there's a moment where there are like tears welling up and also like overcome with a sense of like guilt for neglect and responsibility for what is about to happen. Eclipse and Cloud, finally, they both simultaneously rolled a 15, which is good enough. They like see Ali bolt in. They see Oron stand up. They see their mother realizing what's happening. Cloud, the optimist that she is like, well, good to finally meet you. And then Eclipse breaks in the end of her sentence and goes, Dad. And we'll go to another ad break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these messages. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We're gonna do a quick little nightcap here, and then we'll be out of here. So, I'll cut to Allie and Quinlan in the house.
Allie is cleaning. Allie is stressed cleaning the apartment right now, like picking up toys, like putting things away. This is what Allie does when they get stressed and they're home, so they can do this without feeling like they're infringing upon people's stuff.
Make a.
There's like that goes over here.
All right. So in the middle of doing this, I need you to make a performance check.
Okay. That is a 25.
25. You're keeping it together. All right. Go on.
It's over here. Here we go. Why is that over here? Just
walks up, picks up a random toy, whistles at you, and tosses it to you. You might want that. It looks like it goes over in that area you're in right now.
Yeah. Everything has its place. Everything's where it's supposed to be. Everything makes sense where it's supposed to be. Why are you in here? There's food outside.
Yes, there is food out there, but one of my compatriots is not doing well, so I have decided to keep an eye on them.
A few seconds later, you hear the back door open again and close. Walking into the vicinity is Cloud. Cloud kind of walks in and is like, "Hey, hon," just kind of like looking, it's kind of peeking around the corner.
Wow, is the party on its way inside?
She just like
cool kids are.
She walks past you, Quinlan, taps you on the shoulder when you say that, and was like, "You said it," and kind of like walks up, like step, keeping like a 5 foot, not 5 foot, like a 2 foot circle around you as you're like moving and cleaning. It's like looking kind of, "You okay? You do?"
No. Are you okay? Are we okay with this? It's different when we're little. I mean, Mem and his have of course, because they're young. We're 23 years old. This isn't normal. This isn't okay. How are we just gonna pretend like this is normal and this is okay? Is it normal and okay?
I don't think it is. No.
I look at Quinlan. Is this normal? Is this okay?
Hmm.
Do you see this happening?
If it's okay, that's up to you. Normal, well, I don't think I've ever encountered such a thing.
Trust me, I'm just as surprised as you are.
Are you? Because you seem fine.
The
Eclipse seems fine. Eclipse is a fucking stone wall out there. What happened to her? She looks like she fucking has no feelings anymore at all.
She has been fairly busy lately. I have ever since I've been guarding and taking up my rungs on the ladder,
I'm proud
gotten
of you.
back in touch. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I say I'm proud of you too. It feels like you've done so much when you've been away. I mean, you brought back so many friends. But I managed to convince Eclipse to come and join us today. I didn't know anything about this. I promise.
She doesn't tell us anything. If she remembers. I know I didn't even get an invitation.
Are you sure? And you kind of like feel around and you feel a letter. The letter that talked about Locke and everything else. You read the front, you flip over the back, and you see...
Regardless, it doesn't matter. I'd shove it back in my pocket.
You flip over the back, and like, when you say that, you begin to see the words, "By the way, harvest," and like, you shove it back into your pocket.
Regardless, it doesn't... It's fine, right? It doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter.
Of course it's fine, hon, of course. And she, like...
It's just a strange man at the table. It's fine.
Well...
It's not anything new.
That's no way to talk about Sundial.
Well, of course I didn't mean Sundial. He's not really a man. He's a slime. There's a difference.
I would have said Zog, but I don't feel like throwing myself under the table and Zog's on you to defend himself, so... And Burk kind of scares me a little bit. Don't you tell him I said that.
I love that. Inspiration point to you, Quinlan. First of all, you're already getting an inspiration point for this, Allie, but depending on how this closes out before the end of the session, I'll see about another one. As I almost said Scout. Cloud kind of just continues, like, kind of like, not... I mean this in the way that you are acting right now. She's approaching you like you're a wild animal.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And, like, reluctant, not knowing if you're gonna, like, jump on her if she goes for something that you're not approving of.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just like, there will be time to process this. And you need it now. I need it later. It feels like Eclipse already has. I don't know what that means.
Do you see how she was sitting next to him? Like she's known him her whole life.
That was a little weird.
A little weird.
Just a lot weird. A lot weird.
A lot weird. That's weird.
I feel like it's been... We don't know what she's been up to. We need to catch up with her. And
we need to catch up.
She needs to catch up with us.
Mm.
I mean, that was already clear, but if she knew something about this and didn't tell me...
Why didn't she say anything?
If she knew something about this and didn't tell me, let alone you...
I mean, she talks to you more than she talks to me. But...
Yeah, that's more what I meant, yeah. Then I've got my own questions for her. But I need to know that you're okay.
Well, I'll have to be. Not really another option besides being okay. I just don't understand. Like, he's been gone for 23 years. Why now? Why this Harvest Fest? Why this Harvest Fest did Mom remember his address? She never remembers anything, and she remembers it this year. And I just happened to be home this year. You just happened to be home this year. Eclipse just happens to be home this year. It just feels like more than fate. Just happenstance. It feels like I should have seen this coming.
Inspiration point. Well,
you have questions that deserve answers. And I know what that's like. Trust me. Don't make the mistake I did. But the second that you have the opportunity to ask those questions, instead of standing and facing it because you're scared of the answer or you think you know what it's already going to be, you decide to cut and run the first chance you get.
I'm really good at running.
Yeah. Put me through my paces. You have a chance to get the answers you've always wanted. Go ahead and take it.
So I might as well pull the card, right? Might as well take the opportunity.
And if you need a little muscle, you got me, you got Burk. And if we need to, we've got somebody else back on a boat.
At that moment, you hear the back door. You hear the back door open, but you don't hear footsteps walking inside. And then you hear your mother's voice. Song's just talking into the house like, "Are you... everybody doing all right in there? I was just about to bring out the dessert if you wanted some rum pecan pie."
Details and desserts. That sounds great, Mom.
You just see Quinlan make a quick, like, disgruntled face at that.
Disgruntled face at what?
So high. At the desserts coming out. Just an eye twitch, because your passive is so high, there'd be no point in me trying to hide it.
Yeah.
I do like the idea that next episode is details and desserts.
Details and dessert.
Ooh,
That's the title for next episode.
Oh, I like that already. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
See, this is why you the boss.
And then there's a knock at the front door. Who could it be?
Who is there?
Anticipating.
The cops, get down.
If Zog comes back, then I'll find a way to bring him back in.
I tap Cloud on the shoulder and I just go, okay, nothing changes except, I guess everything.
Nothing.
Thanks, Cloud.
Nothing is different. Nothing is. He has always existed.
He's just here now.
Exactly. Plus, you know, if he does anything, I can kick his ass. And I'm sure your friends can. Right. Not that was said in bad faith, but you know. I've got you. Now, we're not attacking this man.
Yeah, obviously. Why not? We could get back to the old days when we were rough and tumbling in the alleys together. We could go, you know, we could get the trio back together. Go light some fires around town again. I mean, we didn't do that. It's all hearsay.
Yeah, I can't do that anymore. I mean, and like gestures to her guard's badge.
Oh, we just got a man on the inside that can cover it up now. I give her a nudge.
I should legally tell you to stop.
Ellie's just kind of like chuckling.
And she's chuckling too. She's like being sisterly in like, all right, well.
Quinlan, dessert?
Sure.
Guess we head back out to the backyard.
And you all,
and if you need,
the three,
just give me a signal.
Thanks, Quinlan.
Signal to murder at the family reunion.
Okay.
What's a little mortar between
Pulling a little Macbeth with the family. It's fine.
Between family. I hate
We
that.
killed somebody at a wedding.
Of all
Why
of
not
the,
a
I was
divorce?
about to say, of all of like the family gatherings or the special events, someone has died or nearly died at all of them.
They drag him off to talk, so the kids don't have to see.
Yeah, the kids. Someone take care of the kids. We've got somebody's got some splaining to do. And as for us, we will leave you here. Come back next time on December 13th, patent pending, when we get some desserts and fuck, I
Details
forgot that.
and desserts.
Details and desserts. So until next time, I've been Dippy, your lovely DM, and these have been my lovely players. Thank you so much for watching, and your adventure matters. Roll for your initiative. Goodbye.
Bye.
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 Tschüss.